Warning: the following video is coverage of governmental politics in the gaming sphere. While Lavistro tries to avoid politics, it cannot be helped that overreach from governments have, at times, stepped into gaming. Lavistro, Dragoncast, and Lavistro Plays do not give a flying fuck about your politics. Keep them at the door. If the facts presented offend you, then perhaps you also agree games are not political and should not be used in political wars between two factions or tribes.
Let's go ahead and do Department of Homeland Security. All right. So I came across this tweet a while back, and Department of Homeland Security funded Take This just to put out a document demanding that game companies denounce Gamergate 2. And if y'all remember, Gamergate 2 started last year, right? It was the Brutus Rambo, if I remember correctly, posted his takes on Sweet Baby Inc., right? Injecting their politics into games, right? He was saying, okay, we know that they did this with Starfield. So he started making a list, curating a list. And then Mike Keefs. Does anyone remember that guy's name? The guy that went after him? And he was a Sweet Baby Inc. employee. I can't remember his name. It's like something Keef, or I don't want to get the wrong person. I don't want to name the wrong person. If someone remembers that, let me know, and I'll highlight what I'm talking. But he tried to get him shut down, and it started Gamergate 2. This is where we start seeing Alyssa Mercante at Kotaku, and now we had rising stars like Savvy, right? Everyone knows Savvy with her autistic board detailing Gamergate 2.0. You have Hypnotic coming out, booming. That's when I became around that time. It was shortly after I became a mod for him. It was starting to boom. You had Smash JT coming out with his, and now he's having a trial or lawsuit with Alyssa Mercante going on. Right, all these new generation of YouTubers coming out, right? So it was causing a problem, and this is, I forgot to scroll up, but I wanted to. This is the Homeland Security Targeted Violence and Terrorism Prevention grantee results. So these are the people who received money, taxpayer money, to combat targeted violence and terrorism, prevent these things from happening. All right, I'm not going to go into all these. Right? You can go look for yourself. Like, for example, Global Peace Foundation. I wonder why that's there, right? What did they? But they have to tell you One World Strong. Like, they have to tell you what they do with the grant. Take this. Take This has an increased extremism in games primer. It's a resource to help understand how extremists exploit games to spread their message. The primer is intended for the gaming industry, policymakers, and non-academic audiences. It explains how extremists use games to radicalize and recruit. Oh no, we recruit people. We have a secret organization. We organize and go into the basement and worship Satan and all that stuff. Basically, another version of Satanic Panic. We're gonna rise up. The South will rise again, right? All that stupid bullshit. The primer is not exhaustive, but gives an introduction to terms and processes discussed in this area of research. Before I go into this, right, that we were talking about, I want to give a special shout out. I want to give a special shout out here because no one talks about it. I Thrive Games. All right, here's National Esports Honors. We'll talk about this real quick so y'all know, but I didn't go further into it. This page provides a high-level overview of the National Esports Honor Society, serves as the program's central hub. The National Esports Honor Society is an out-of-school time add-on program for collegiate esports programs focusing on media and information literacy, peer, blah, 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 right? So remember that. Information literacy, media and information literacy. I want you to remember that. Okay, and for those watching the clip, you should look into my video coming out as well about the U.S. Embassy in Hungary. And I think I'll probably title it Cat Park. Look for that. So anyways, I tried games, everyone. Terrorism, extremism, and counterterrorism. Extremists and terrorist actors increasingly target adolescent communities for recruitment. Still, prevention and counter violence extremism programs fall short of accurately addressing the needs of this audience, and high schools across the United States are unequipped to contend with these excellent challenge. With funding provided through the Department of Homeland Security, right? Through Authorized Games co-design approach with empowered teams with subject matter experts, empowered teams as subject matter experts to support their voice, design thinking agency will produce its target audience in high schools and end-role simulations. A game hosted on the iTriSim platform accompanying circular experiences will help adolescents recognize the signs of potential grooming and exploitation by extremist actors, under the harms to civil society by extremist and terrorist radicalization, comprehend the impact of offensive, racially charged, violent, and hateful comedy and satire. So basically what they consider hate speech, which there is no legal definition of hate speech according to the American Library Association. Build awareness of the image for extremist recruitment in communities and resist extremist influence in online and physical communities. All right, so you can go look this up as well. I mean, all you have to do is type in I Thrive Games, Homeland Security, Middlesbury DHS game to be announced. Oh, all right. So, what do you think Elon Musk will come into this, right? Here's your services. How can I create a meaningful game, tool, or experience for teens? Games that turn programming theory and research into impactful play, learning experiences, tool exposition programs. All right. So they weren't jumping when they say they come for our kids, but we're the ones that are crazy when we say leave our games out of your bullshit. But here we go. Responding to Gamergate by Take This, March 11, 2024. So last year, or Gamergate 2, right? Expert content, announcement, support. If you're reading this, you've probably been hearing why it's now being called Gamergate 2. It's the latest targeted harassment within the game industry, and it's aimed at Sweet Baby Inc. To be fair, they started it. Right? They started it. We came in our side's defense. Discourse, theme, and X have been the predominant factors. What also happened in 2024? Y'all remember what happened in 2024? Or actually late 2023? So they're a little salty on that one. Large-scale harassment campaigns like these are fueled by political events. As political rhetoric heats up, and the U.S. president later this year. Blah, 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 blah. So they're already talking about the U.S. presidential election. Scholars and journalists noted the target harassment, hate, cultural norm, blah, blah, blah. The heart of Gamergate in the mid-2010s never went away. Yeah, because we're still fighting it. In fact, research conducted by Take This has outlined an entire spectrum of typology of extremism and dark participation in games. Extremism, dark participation. Why does that have to be dark? I thought black was okay. I thought black was like the good guys, right? So wouldn't it be light participation? Right? Light, because dark is good, light is bad. Why would you say dark? Because dark, when I think dark, I'm thinking you're talking about black gamers. I'm not being stupid here. I'm actually saying when I read dark participation and you're talking about games, I'm thinking about non-white gamers. So I'm like, why are you doing this? Maybe that's a poor choice of words. I know you mean something else. It can be scary or uncomfortable to think about it or to talk about it and to understand. No, it's not scary. We've been talking about it on Twitter. They already acknowledge it's already being talked about. Right? So they made this whole smear piece, right? But yeah, so there's another example of taxpayer funders' money. They started in their own terms, violated the first people by making a list of gamers to attack. Yes, and what's coming out now? The Gen 2 of Wokies are making lists now. They're making lists of people to attack. They're making lists of games they do not like, if they do not fit their moral standards and their ideology. We're looking for the best C2 go to players. I don't get it. I think you're referring to the earlier conversation we were talking about, but I don't get it. Our world is real. We're pushing hard. Blah 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 blah. Right. So, hate speech is truly astounding. People say I don't call me a nut. Yeah, they've been calling us a nut for a while, Cesar. Right. I'm trying to wrap this up because we got 30 minutes, and I want to give you guys some good news. I don't want everything that it has to be like it's a conspiracy, and I don't want to sound like Alex Jones, the Dragon here. They're making the games are making our players gay. Oh, I always wanted to say that. So, next on the agenda, I always have an agenda, right? I want to talk about Cat Park. Yeah.
Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest eye, a cyberstorm. Reclaim gaming and dragon cast. Fire breathing wide, screaming loud. Lavistro's shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite.